The only local news teams taking action for you. KIMA KEPR Action News starts now.
Coming up this morning on Action News, a Yakima woman is facing vehicular assault and reckless endangerment charges after she hit a man on an ATV after her car left the roadway. Distracted by the radio, say police. Throughout the entire crash, though, the woman's grandchild was in the back seat. We'll fill you in. Plus, troopers are again reminding drivers of the zipper merge. They say drivers are being straight up rude and will block both lanes, adding that's illegal. We'll hear from them. And we head to the west side where a zebra is still on the loose after escaping a trailer with 3 others over the weekend. Animal Control is searching for the last zebra, though they are asking for folks to keep their eyes peeled. We'll have that story and more coming up as you start your day with us right here on Action News. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And Jefferson, I got to say, you would think it'd be easy to find a zebra in all of the green that is the west side.
Sure.
But that's an interesting story.
Well, up towards North Bend, you know, they were starting to get some of that snow yesterday, so that might
Oh,
help.
yeah, they might be able to. That zebra has a little bit more of some camouflage.
Blending in a little bit. Now, we haven't seen any snow down in lower elevations here, which is some good news, but we have been subject to periods of showers and sun breaks. At least that was the case yesterday, and we are going to see more of the same for today. In fact, today is going to be very similar to yesterday, although shower activity may be a little bit more numerous than on Monday. As we are waking up in Yakima this morning, you can't see too much. There have been a few isolated showers already in the Yakima Valley this morning. Shower activity will increase as we do go into the afternoon. It's 34 degrees right now in Yakima, so a pretty chilly morning with cloudy skies overhead. In general, it is going to be a cloudy day, maybe some sun breaks at times, and then again, we are going to look at that chance of showers too. So your weather headlines today look like this. Showers and sun breaks going to be prevalent for today. Periods of breezy winds, not quite as windy as yesterday or Sunday, but still a bit breezy at times on this Tuesday, and then temperatures are going to be staying below average. I'll continue to break down your weather forecast coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Yakima. A woman there is facing a number of charges after being accused of causing a serious injury crash with her grandchild in the car with her. Court documents say 53-year-old Heather Lee Marquez hit an 18-year-old man on an ATV with her car in the 1600 block of South 24th Avenue after she drove her car off-road. The documents say she had reached to adjust her car radio, and when she looked up, she had driven off the road and hit the ATV. The man in the ATV has serious but non-life-threatening injuries to his head and right leg. The documents go on to say Marquez had her 2-year-old grandchild with her at the time of the crash and that she admitted to taking meth less than 24 hours before the incident. Marquez appeared in court yesterday and now faces vehicular assault and reckless endangerment charges. Her bail was set at $25,000. Sticking in Yakima this morning, the police department there now has a crime victim advocate who joined the team just before last week's National Crime Victims' Rights Week. Anna Olson describes herself as a mom, a wife, an advocate, and a 15-year survivor of domestic violence who grew up on the Bloodhead Reservation and spent time in Montana before moving to the Lower Valley in 2021. She also says she spent 10 years in the Tri-Cities.
My background and passion have always lied in victim advocacy, especially focusing on human trafficking and the missing and murdered Indigenous women epidemic.
As the YPD crime victim advocate, Olson will be specializing in domestic violence cases with a primary focus on empowering and supporting victims as they navigate the justice process.
If you're experiencing abuse, know that you're not alone, and there are people here to help you. From helping you understand your rights to connecting you with emergency shelters, I'm here to guide you every step of the way.
For assistance with any areas of crime victim support, you can contact Anna Olson at the Yakima Police Department. And on the heels of the 77th annual Yakima Kennel Club show this past weekend, Yakima is hosting the Washington State Police Canine Association seminar this week. Yakima police say the city will see between 75 and 100 canines and their handlers from across the state for their WSPCA training. The seminar is hosted by Yakima Police and the Yakima County Sheriff's Office, and it started yesterday and will continue through Wednesday. With the ongoing construction on the Blue Bridge, state troopers want you to zipper merge. They're reminding us yet again. Transportation leaders say with lane closures and slowdowns, they wanted to encourage folks to maintain their cool and to be courteous to people around you, helping everyone get where they need, where they're trying to go.
Some of the issues that we're seeing right now are some drivers are just being straight up rude, approaching the bridge. They're purposely blocking both lanes. That way no one can use the right lane. Nowhere in Washington State can you use your vehicle and use both lanes driving down the road. There's RCW laws in place saying, hey, you have to drive in your own lane. If you want to move out of your lane, you have to use your turn signal for at least 100 feet and then properly move over.
Trooper Thorson says WashDOT has put out new signs and is using a reader board to try to get drivers to use both lanes until they get to the cones to reduce backups. He also says it's okay for drivers to use either lane, but it's illegal to drive down the middle of the road. And search efforts heading to the west side. Search efforts have intensified for a missing zebra after 3 others were captured over the weekend. The animal somehow got out of the trailer on I-90 while being transported to Montana. KOMO's Jackie Kent spoke to Animal Control about what's next in this unusual case.
We are asking folks that live or drive through the area to keep their eyes peeled for a zebra that may be on the loose.
A first-of-its-kind plea from King County Animal Control for people in North Bend who are used to seeing other types of wildlife like elk and even bears. Whitney Blomquist called 911 when her security cameras first caught sight of zebras that escaped a trailer on nearby I-90.
Next thing I know, I'm watching these 3 like zebras in a line walk down to the barn.
In the investigation report, the zebra's owner told Animal Control she was driving from Winlock, Washington to Montana, and they escaped when she stopped to better secure the trailer.
None of us can remember ever being called out to corral zebras before. So this is new for all of us.
You can see in this video from the Citizen app the havoc it caused as confused drivers pulled over to the shoulder. Locals and law enforcement eventually corralled all but one adult stallion that jumped a horse stable fence, and it ran into the woods at Boxley Creek. As the search continues, Animal Control says the zebra could survive off grass and water, but there are concerns about predators like bears and cougars.
These are wild animals used to being on the savannas of Africa. In this case, these were being kept by an owner that obviously fed them and cared for them.
The trailer and the other 3 zebras were left on a property overnight to try to lure the stallion back into the pasture, but unfortunately that didn't work. Meanwhile, neighbors like Deanna will tell you the ongoing stallion search has become a community effort.
To see if I can't ride my horse out in the area to find any signs of the zebra.
Reporting in North Bend, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
And the owner took the other 3 zebras back to Montana yesterday. It's still unclear why the animals were being transported through the Evergreen State. Now, Jefferson, let's talk weather here because you mentioned the snow that was happening up in the Cascades and on the west towards the west of us. That obviously went through, finished up by the wayside of that afternoon. What was that accumulation like? Did it stick through the evening, or is it kind of melting off as we head on into the day?
Well, I will say that I don't necessarily have those numbers, but I will say that something I was talking about yesterday was the heaviest snow was ongoing throughout the morning. So we did see those travel conditions slightly improve as we did go through the day, or they did improve throughout the day, and that winter weather advisory expired at 2 a.m. just a few hours ago. Now, as we take a look at temperatures in our forecast area today, we are going to be looking at highs topping out anywhere from the mid-50s to low 60s. Chances of showers will exist today, and there is also going to be maybe a chance of thunderstorms along the Blues. I will talk about that scenario and talk about subsequent precipitation chances after today coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. The time now is 5:09. Coming up on KEPR this morning, some state news. Amid the wave of college campus protests, the University of Washington is the latest to see one. Protesters say they want the school to cut ties with companies with connections to Israel, including Boeing. In about 2 minutes, we'll head to the campus. But later in the show, national news. Florida's new abortion ban takes effect this week. Most abortions after 6 weeks will soon be illegal, replacing the 2022 15-week ban. Now, the new law has exceptions for only about 9 more weeks. That's just a peek of what's on the docket this morning, though. We'll be here sharing the latest, so stay with us. We'll be right back.